XRP uncovered what Ripple has been secretly doing underneath the radar that would send XRP to skip Ethereum and perhaps even undertaking Bitcoin down the line. Hello, beautiful humans, shalom cash makers. I currently saw a few Twitter threads talking about a few things that the ability to develop XRP exponentially in a large manner. We're going to be talking approximately what they had been doing, how it may have an effect on XRP. All I ask from you is that you deliver me a lovely smile to ship out the coolest exact vibes. Smishity damage that like button because, well, one, it only takes a second and likes are without cost and allows get into it. So currently, XRP is sitting at $3, 27 cents up 1% on the day after a few days of huge rally where XRP made a 45% advantage in 3 days. XRP has pulled back a touch bit, however more consolidation, maybe reaccumulation we're seeing right here from XRP extra than promote off. There is extra cash that has been dispensing into the rest of the crypto market, and much less into XRP, where XRP turned into pumping over the past few days. Others are pumping nowadays. You have Jasmine up 15%, meme coins up, Bonk 20%, and other meme cash up around 10%. So that is what we are seeing. Near protocol up approximately 12% and others as properly. So XRP is a touch bit cooled off. It's ordinary. If we are searching at the 4-hour chart here, you can see that the stochastic RSI told us that XRP become a bit overbought here. And so we're now seeing a moderate pullback, some taking income. A lot of day buyers and swing buyers that were leveraged up here made a whole lot of cash, and now there's a little bit of recalibration on XRP. It's regular. It's part of the game. It's no longer nothing that we may want to freak out about. Oh, the entirety's pumping in XRP isn't always. You recognize preserve your horses. XRP simply went up 45% in 3 days. It's ordinary to have you recognize a little bit of a pullback or a consolidation, however you need to name it, okay? Recently, Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, said the change of the administration within the United States is going to dominate a lot of the verbal exchange approximately crypto and how that, from a regulatory perspective, starts a V-evolve to signal a shift. This is currently from a conference that all the big and schmooze of the crypto market have been there, and they have been talking approximately crypto policy and what may want potentially be the way that the crypto marketplace desires to cross within the following few years with the Trump administration. And with that comes something that Ripple has quietly been operating below the radar, large trillion and trillion greenback marketplace. We'll get to that in only a 2N, but I simply want to remind you that this video is, for enjoyment purposes, simplest. You should continually do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. It's no longer monetary advice. I do not know what the price of XRP is going to be nowadays, day after today or the next day. I'll never inform you to buy, to sell, or to maintain because I don't know what is going to occur. I am now not an income, okay? Anybody that tells you XRP goes to hit XYZ through this date is selling you snake oil, and be very, very cautious of humans like that. Okay. So these days I had been looking at some threads here, and I noticed Austin's threads, and you ought to cross-comply with him on Twitter. Very excellent threads. I saw this thread talking approximately how Ripple has spent formally over $100 million to prove that XRP is not a safety. Now they are switching from protection to offense, and we're going to get to the offense, especially what they may be doing in just a 2N. Most humans nonetheless assume, let me get this touch bit bigger. Oh, it really is top notch. Now I can see proper. I don't want my analyzing glasses. I have no analyzing glasses. No longer just but I like this, you recognize, appearance that Brad has here. It's a sneaky one. Most humans nonetheless assume that this is only a payments company and that they couldn't be more incorrect. Here's what you need to realize about XRP enters the next phase. Ripple is beginning to threaten the whole fintech enterprise. Stripe, PayPal, and lots of others are starting to defend themselves against XRP increase through billion-dollar acquisition and new product enlargement. What is happening here, right? Stripe broadcasts 1.1 acquisition of stablecoin startup Bridge. We are seeing the result of a 10 plus 12-month strategy play out. While maximum companies chose to improve up-to-date economic gadget, Ripple built an entirely new one from scratch with XRP. However, they're no longer stopping at that opportunity to win the 500 billion fintech marketplace. The next large opportunity they're seizing is tokenization. This is how they may grow from a market of billions to trillions. The US by myself has over 55 trillion in assets that may be tokenized. What you ought to be looking and maximum human beings will leave out. Right. And that is the CTO of Ripple talking approximately tokenization. We'll get to him in just a two. And the XRP ledger is noticeably optimized for bills and tokenization. Because of that, it needs associate networks to distribute the one's belongings across the broader on-chain economy. Right. Because that is an approach that he's implementing here. And then he talked a little bit approximately the groups that Ripple has been shopping for. And via the manner Ripple sold his company. Right. So Ripple has gone on a shopping for spree and has now received over 250 million worth of organizations. What is Ripple's method here? As one of the founders of the organization who bought their employer to Ripple, here's what I consider they are building toward. It all comes down to tokenization and how banks will lever blockchains in the coming years. He'll cut. He's protecting here in this thread, acquisition specially, that position Ripple to seize this possibility. What's the primary issue of the strategy? Medeco acquisition. Banks can now deliver their clients, get entry to crypto products through Ripple's custody services. Already banks like Citi, HSBC, PNB, and others are using this platform. But what is the approach as soon as banks onboarded into these custody offerings? So then we've got fashionable custody acquisitions. Bank will be able to tokenize belongings at the XRP ledger. Or USG is just Ripple's first tokenized asset. Soon Ripple will start to provide tokenization as offerings to banks. Most human beings are false impression, the subsequent step of the approach, although proper. Next, they'll increase to tokenization of belongings throughout the complete on-chain financial system. But wait, if the belongings go away the XRP ledger, what's the point of this all, okay? Ripple approach here is to turn XRP ledger into tokenization hub for Banks International. With this, they can add price mechanisms from tokenizations, which are a ways extra profitable than transaction prices. The future of XRP plus transaction fees bugs tokenization costs. Ripple bought his organization that changed into targeted on interportability. Portability? Interoperability. It's a very tough phrase with his modern day organization. He wants to support more piece of leather possibility to expand financial institution tokenization asset across all chains. Okay, so that is an exciting situation and they're loading up in this technology. Right, and I noticed this additionally. Yeah. This was a preceding interview that the CTO of Ripple gave and talking about the capability of the tokenization proper. This is going to be, I think, the big conflict between the L1s, the large blockchains accessible inside the subsequent coming years, who's going to take this market by way of storm. So masses of hype about the potential of an 8 billion XRPF. We pointed out this loads at the channel, but that is an interview with the CTO of Ripple, David Schwartz, and he's an easy immediately line to a 16 trillion marketplace if tokenized and tokenized belonging. So variety of numbers are being flown around. We noticed 55 trillion before 16 trillion. Now, doubtlessly, the stock market may want to get it tokenized, right? Think approximately, you realize what could doubtlessly take place when you have real property, which is 200 trillion market cap nowadays. It's very tough to make a fractional possession of a real property. However, the use of tokenization, that could be a lot less difficult, right? You can do it. You can do like a collection that buys an asset and things like that, but it's not that easy to do it. Well, right here, you will simply have fractional ownership, the use of tokenization, and then each person can join for top or for horrific, right? Imagine if you may get mortgages of any belongings, now not just domestic, any asset. That could be insanely large marketplace. The coverage, the biggest business within the complete international is insurance. So consider that. If that might doubtlessly give the capability to have human beings proudly owning property that otherwise they couldn't very own, like shares or houses everywhere in the international, while not having to worry about office work or whether it is legally perfected. And wherein does the XRP ledger fill in? The XRPL is rapid, reasonably priced, secure as its fixed features. In other words,